I have played softball since I was about 5 years old, and I've been pitching since I was about 10. I fell in love with pitching because I always loved to be the center of attention when I was young, and that is exactly what the pitcher is. Since I've been pitching for almost 10 years now, I've had the privilege of working with some really awesome pitching coaches who have all taught me different techniques. I hope that by sharing this information, you could get involved with pitching if you so wanted to. It is important to know where softball comes from, what you need to pitch successfully, and how to spin the ball in order to be a successful pitcher. So to start with a little background information on it, according to athnet.com, the first game was played on Thanksgiving in 1887. And despite popular belief, softball did not originate from a baseball game. It originated from a football game. Some guys were playing football after Thanksgiving dinner one day, and one of them took their gloves that they were using and bunched them in a ball and used a stick to hit them, and they decided it was fun, and they called it softball, basically. It's been called different names over the years. Some have been kitten baseball, mush ball, or pumpkin ball, but it wasn't until 1930 when it was coined officially softball. In 1934, they came up with the standardized rules that we now play by. And in 1991, women's fastest was in the Olympics for the very first time. 40 million people participate in playing a softball game every year, and there's many different kinds of games that you can play. There's fast pitch softball and slow pitch. There's also co-ed and intramural, and they all have different individual rules, but it's the same overall concept for all of them. So during softball, there's two teams playing each other, with each with 9 players on the field. You have your pitcher, your catcher, the 4 infielders consisting of your first baseman, your second baseman, your shortstop, and your third baseman, and your 3 outfielders, your left, your center, and your right field. And that's basically the same as baseball. There's different pitches you can throw when you're playing softball. That's your fastball, your changeup, your curveball, your screwball, your rise ball, and your drop ball. Softball is really cool because you can break the balls in 2 different planes. For example, you can throw a drop curve, so it's breaking away and down. And the materials you need in order to be a successful softball pitcher would be a catcher or anyone that can catch the ball, a ball to throw, and a glove. So the first thing to consider when you're pitching is how you grip the ball, and that's going to change based on what pitch you're throwing. The next part you're going to do would be your windup, and a lot of people have different fancy things they do at the beginning of the windup. Some people twist, some people bend to the ground, but none of that's really necessary. It's all just for show. The most important thing that you really use when you're pitching is your legs, actually, because your legs give you a lot of power and drive, and that's where a lot of the speed from the ball comes from. The next thing that's important is keeping a very straight arm. You want to keep a straight arm all the way around, and you want to keep what it's called the pitching lane, because if you're throwing the ball like out here off to the side, you're not going to be successful, and you're not going to get any speed or any movement or anything like that. And finally, when pitching, the last thing you're going to do is your finish, and that's also going to change depending on what kind of pitch you're throwing. The one thing you don't want to do when pitching would be a crow hop, and a crow hop is when you jump off the ground towards the batter, and it's illegal because it's kind of giving you an upper advantage. It gives you more speed, it gives you more power, and so we're not allowed to do that. So the first pitch I'm going to go over is a curveball, and the coach I have right now, Coach Carlos here at the school, is the one that really helped me make this such a good pitch. And the way you grab it is you're going to take your 3 fingers, and you see this little C-like shape, or upside down C. You're going to put your 3 fingers on it, and then your thumb is going to be on one of the back seams, and you're going to come across like this is your finish. You're going to come across so it gets a nice sideways spin, and it breaks away from a right-handed batter. It's important to remember when throwing a curveball that you're going to have as short steps so that you can really spin the ball the way you need to. The next pitch I'm going to go over is a screwball, and this one is more of a 2-finger pitch. So you're going to take your 2 fingers and put it on these 2 right here, and your thumb is going to go on the back seam again. And when you're thinking of a screwball, you kind of think of a doorknob. So you're going to open the door and twist out and open it. The screwball is really a power pitch, and so you're going to have a really long, exaggerated stride off to the side so that you can break the ball more the way you need it to go. The next pitch I'm going to go over is a rise ball, and you throw it the exact same way you would throw a screwball. And you really want to get under the ball and get a nice upward spin, kind of like this, because you have to defy gravity with this pitch and make it break up versus just a natural downward moving pitch. And the next pitch I'm going to go over is a drop ball, and you're going to throw that the same way you would throw a curveball. With drop balls, you want to have a very exaggerated but short stride so that you can really get over it and get that downward break that you need. And finally, the last pitch I'm going to go over is the changeup. Now, the changeup is, there's many different ways to throw it. I throw it with my fingers on the seams the same way I would throw a drop ball or a curve ball, and then it's a backwards spin. So it's just going to kind of slow it down when it spins backwards and just kind of drop off at the plate. So whenever the batter swings, they just kind of miss it because it's slower than they're used to and also breaking down. So I hope that by listening to this, you have learned something new about softball or specifically pitching. I love the sport that I've dedicated my life to, so I hope that by giving this speech, it may have interested you to get involved in some way. There are so many different ways to get involved with softball, and it was a way to make lifelong friends and enjoy yourself while doing it. Thank you.